FaceTime.
Yep. All right, guys. Hey, it's RC Fellows here coming to you from Galloway, Ohio. Tonight we're doing our second Google Hangout. Tonight I got Aaron, Dickey, and Lance, and Justin with me tonight. We're talking about tool talk. We're going to talk about different tools on rescues. So one of the things we see a lot of times is people talk about how they got this big rescue engine or big rescue company, and all they really end up going on there is some set of hydraulic tools, and there's nothing really else that they have rescue oriented. And so we're just going to talk about different stuff that we like, some things that we've got, some things that we want to see or would like to see on trucks. Again, everybody's different. Everybody's got to suit what they've got and what their run district is. So what I might need out here in central Ohio, where I have a lot of farming, is probably different than Justin, who runs on the I-70 a lot. So, there's some things that are similar and some things that are different, and everybody's got something different, and you got to figure out what you need for your response area. So let's talk about different tools, and we're going to go past the hydraulic cutters and hydraulic spreaders and whether or not they're Hurst, Tomato, Genesis, whatever company brand. I don't care. And that's generally what we don't care about is what brand. It's just the tool that we get on there. So we're going to skip all of those tools, and let's talk about we'll call them auxiliary tools and other things that we think we should carry with us on a rescue truck. So I'm a big fan of hand tools. And when I say hand tools, I'm a big air chisel, air ratchet, air tool kind of guy that's outside the norm of the regular rescue tools. I like the air chisels. I like a sawzall. I call them the hand tools, things that are outside that. And I think we, as a fire service, are losing our touch with that because we're getting a lot of people that don't have time with the tools on their hands. And so I think that's where I like to get some basics, and we just put a bunch of that basic stuff or replace some of that stuff on our truck. So, Dexter, what's some things that you like to see on a truck?
Yeah, I think you beat me to it. I definitely like to see the hand tools. A nice set of pneumatic tools are really nice. Some air chisels, some pneumatic cutoffs. Those are always really nice to have. One thing that I like to have is kind of a backup, and a lot of people nowadays don't even know. Yeah, some new fires today, they don't know what a porta power is. I kind of like just going back in the that's just reliable. It's an easy tool to use if you know how to use it and train on it. And it doesn't take any power except your own muscles and in the tool itself. So I think just keep it simple, stupid on some of those hand tools, a nice set of pneumatic tools. Those are always really nice to have. There's going to be some times where your hydraulic tools aren't going to be the best option for you. So yeah, I'm with you on that.
Man, I love a porta power. That was an awesome one to think of. And the nice thing with porta powers, and I was fortunate enough that I had a department that had a porta power up until just recently. They took theirs off their truck, mainly because of lack of knowledge, I believe. But they took it off their truck. But the nicest thing there with a porta power is you could get a small spreader or a small ram bar and put it into small little places and spread and push and do those kind of things. Again, like you said, the only power you resolved on was your arm power, and it just really pushed across there. So love that. Porta powers is a great tool. Again, it's a good backup. What are you thinking? What other things you guys like to see?
Well, start by just saying if anybody doesn't know what a porta power is, please comment. Because I've never actually seen one on a truck, but I've used them a lot in industry. But I guess like stabilizing equipment, struts, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think with today's vehicles, struts and getting outside, besides using just plain cribbing, is another fabulous tool. Again, there's so many different variations of that, and I'm not going to pick on one company. So there's a bunch of different tools out there. Yeah. What's that, buddy? Go ahead.
And just to have a small rope complement, we've had to use rope and extrications to pull people upward out of vehicles and things like that we've done in the past, and that does help having just a small rope complement, like a set of the 4-to-1s and just a couple bags, the three bags of rope. And we've done pretty well by that in the past.
And that's, that's when we start talking earlier about your response district. For the most part, most of my runs are on flat land, and our need for rope with an auto extrication doesn't necessarily go as often as like you guys have, where you're going for hills and then like big, huge hills. I have that some, but not to the degree that you guys got. That's where we start talking about the different response areas is really huge. But again, a good little rope complement is always a good thing. And again, you don't have to get into the craziness. Just get some carabiners, some pulleys, some prusiks. The other thing I like, and we just added it to our truck, is we put a chain and a chain come along or a chain fall in our truck. And I've been beating our guys up lately with that. We've been doing a lot of stuff with that we've had some cars to do some stabilization. And we've really been hitting it hard with a chain come along and chains. I mean, that's the basics of it. People don't generally know chains anymore. We don't teach it in fire school unless you go on to do advanced extrication. A lot of times people don't know what chain is and how to use chain and those kind of things. So what else you got there, Dickie? What other kind of things you like to see?
Yeah, I think we're hitting them all pretty good. One thing that I guess not necessarily a tool, but definitely something that we can never have enough on a rescue scene. And, the rescue never comes at noon on a nice day outside. You definitely got to have your lights and everything there too. That's one thing that I've never, most rescues have some lights, but they don't have as many as you need, it seems. So I think having some of that stuff in reserve, enough lights, some portable lights, nice light tower. I mean, those are always really nice to have on your rescue, I think, as well.
Yeah, I like the little, I think it's a Honda generator. It's got the little light on top of it. They're wonderful. And they're nice. The nice thing with that is if you get away from the truck, you got to run a Sawzall or run electric for something. You got that there, and those are a good little compliment for you. What else you got, Justin? What other things you like to see, buddy?
Well, I mean, you noted on it there too. Is it's nice to have some that we don't have it particularly on our truck, but I'd like to see eventually is like we did the man versus machine. I'd really like to see getting one of those band saws. I think that's a brilliant idea there. Sawzall has its uses, drills. Just you never know for what type of machinery extrication and stuff like that. Just like I think I'm not so much familiar with your area, Aaron, as I am more so with RCs. You have a lot of equipment, I imagine, and get into with that.
Yeah, and I got a lot of farm equipment. And when harvest season and planting season comes, man, you see tractors, and I'm not talking little tractors. I'm talking big, huge, gigantic tractors up and down the road. So, and when you start talking about man versus machine, we talked about pneumatics earlier. One of the videos you probably see on our page at one point in time is my guys using a air grinder to cut a ring off my finger. I had enough faith in my guys, and we took an air die grinder and they cut a ring off my finger like we did in man versus machine. Everybody versus machine did it with a Dremel tool. We were doing it with an air grinder. So it works. It has its purposes. Again, it's small, it's compact. You can get into little places and you can run them all day with air. So definitely.
I think, something else that you need to have, and I mean, not so much necessarily on a rescue, but I think in the fire service, there's always the use for your gas equipment. So like your chainsaws, your K12s. I mean, anything out there that you use on that. I think those are a must. And one thing that we haven't mentioned are a nice complement of airbags. I know that's one thing in my area that we used a lot because we had it's not running anymore, but the mill. I know we used some airbags a couple of times in the mill. And I mean, I know one of those large bags can lift and move a train car to some extent. So I think those are, again, depending on your area, those are always really nice to have.
Yeah, airbags are another great tool. And again, you can get those things from small to the big, huge things, and again, different manufacturers. We're not going to beat on any manufacturer, but they can be from small to big to whatever. So, um, so those are a nice compliment too. So, what else? What else you got there, Justin? Anything else, buddy? What else you got?
Nah, nothing off the top of my head. I'm sure there's a million things if I thought harder about it, but nothing's coming to me right this second.
I tell you, one of the nice things we just added to our truck this past year is an oxyacetylene torch.
Nice.
Pretty inexpensive addition to our rescue. Probably like $250, $300 just for an oxyacetylene setup. So they wasn't bad. We've had a lot of good training. We got the vocational school within the district. We go down to the vocational school. We use their setups. They got enough setups for all of our guys on duty, and their kids teach us how to use oxyacetylene torches, which is really a neat kind of get up because those kids, they've used torches way more than what we have, and they're half our age, and they're out there showing us how to run oxyacetylene torches and giving us tips and tricks, and it's kind of a neat thing for them. It's a good thing for our guys because we get out there and we can cut all day long, and we've got a torch, and you want to cut for an hour and a half, you go cut stuff for an hour and a half, which is a pretty neat thing for us. But and again, we might not use it every year, but that one time you get it, it's a nice little addition to our rescue.
Definitely.
What else you got? Anything else, Dexter?
You can't go wrong with your, like you said, hand tools. Especially, don't forget like your Halligans. There's a use for like some New York hooks and stuff on a rescue, I think as well. Again, depending on what you're running it out as, but you use the Halligan a lot on just a regular car accident. So just having that stuff around is always nice as well.
The thing is, I'm sorry, go ahead, buddy.
I was going to add one of the things that I like seeing, and we just got on our new truck, is a winch. And ours is on the front, but I really like the multi-point. All four sides of the truck. I think around to secure things.
Winches are another great option, and again, if you can get it around the truck, that is sweet. One of the things that I've seen, and I'm liking more and more, is a grip hoist. We've used them a lot on the USAR side of the world, and they're a nice addition to. They're essentially a portable winch and work just like a winch, just a little bit different, but it's pretty simple to use. It's arm powered and not necessarily pneumatic powered like a winch off of a truck. So, yeah. And back to Dickie for a minute there. You were talking about Halligans, and one of the things that we made an addition to on our truck was 2 pry bars, and beat that up too. That was another topic. We just took 2 pry bars and started lifting different objects around the firehouse one day, and just lifting all kind of things with just 2 pry bars, and showing how you can use that as a lever and lift some pretty heavy loads. So cool, guys. What else? Anybody got anything else that's neat?
I think we spec'd out a pretty nice rescue here, don't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what. The thing is you don't have to get exotic with some of the stuff either. I just spent $1,100 last year on air ratchets, air chisels. I bought the oxyacetylene torch, some change, and all that stuff. I bought it from local auto parts store, and it works. It's not the big Paratech stuff or the big name brand stuff, but it does work. So think about that as some other options for you. I took about $1,100 and made some big additions to our rescue. So you don't have to get crazy, guys. Just keep it simple. What else? Anybody got anything else? Go to the order. Anybody?
Nothing at this time.
Do we have comments that anybody put on there that we needed to talk towards?
I got one viewer, buddy. Let's see.
Okay, bud.
Yeah, that's all I got is one viewer, and I can't tell who or what. So,
Okay, bud.
I haven't seen any comments. So here's the thing, guys. We'll post this on YouTube. It'll be on Twitter, Facebook. Hey, thanks everybody on Facebook. You just hit us over 1,100 likes on Facebook. 7 or 8 months ago when we started this, we never thought we were going to get that high. It's taken us 7 or 8 months, but we've got over 1,100 likes. We're like 300 or 400 people on Instagram. We're loving it, guys. We're loving it. We're getting questions. People are sharing stuff. Absolutely love it. So keep it up. Keep it rolling. We've got people all over the world following the Rescue Boss. So just keep it up. Keep making comments, sharing ideas, sharing things, because that's what we're here for, is to pay it forward and to share real world stuff with people and just to help everybody else get better. So again, go follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. We're playing along with all those different social media outlets. Get on there, like us, follow us, make comments. If there's something tonight that we forgot that you guys really think we should be carrying on a rescue, go make a comment. Get in there and tell us, hey, we thought this, or we've seen this, and hey, we'll get a good discussion going on that. So
definitely.
Any last comments there, Dexter?
No, I don't think so. We really never expected to have this many followers and everything on Facebook. I think it's really cool to see. So anything that out there that we want to preview for 2018 RC, I don't know if we have anything kind of set down that we can kind of let everyone know about.
I don't have anything right off the top of my head. I know a couple classes are coming up. Probably in the springtime. We, as the competition teams, the Jackson County Heavy Rescue Team, and everybody's probably going to make a trip to somewhere. Not exactly sure yet. We're looking for some locations, probably 4 or 5 hours from either Central Ohio or from Eastern Ohio to get to. So we might go back down to West Virginia. We've had talked about going to Kentucky to ISC's place. Oh, I know. January we are going to Rock and Rescue. So, and January 27th, AJ went on. Folks from Rock and Rescue have invited us up. We're going to go up there and just be a bunch of rope geeks on different stuff with rope, and between bailouts to different systems to some new things coming out on the rope rescue world, we're going to go up there, and the boys and girls from Rock and Rescue have opened that up to us, and we're all going to go up there and hang out with them for a day. So that's coming in January, and again, and that day you'll see us probably go live 4 or 5 different times on between Facebook and YouTube and all that other good stuff. We got some competition team training, so we'll probably fire up some videos for that kind of stuff. Nothing pressing outside of that, Dexter. I don't think we got anything else coming out, but that's the big one is the Rock and Rescue, because I almost forgot that. We're going up there, and again, I'm super excited to go up there because they got a great facility. They got a lot of great tools, a bunch of rope geeks, and we're gonna go up there and play around with them.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one as well.
Yeah, I know. I got a rope class this spring for coming up for the college, and I got some other things coming up that I'm going to be doing on my side jobs. But we'll always be doing some trainings, especially with the competition guys and girls, and hopefully we're getting our 3rd team up and running this year, and we're going to go down to competition with 3 teams, and hopefully we're going to be going 1, 2, and 3 with all 3 teams, and rocking it out with the Ohio boys and girls for competition. So that's the big things that I got coming up. Did I forget anything? Anybody think anything else?
And Kentucky.
Oh yeah, Kentucky. Sorry, Ohio, Kentucky. Yeah, for Rich Hatter from ISC, we might be able to get down to his place too. So we got some pretty neat stuff that could be happening in 2018. So follow along, keep watching, because you never know what's going to happen with us. We could be anywhere and everywhere. So, all right, any final words, either one of you?
None here.
Thank you,
guys. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Dexter and Justin, thanks for getting on here tonight and talking to us.
Mhm.
Everybody have a happy new year. Be careful. All right, guys, have a good one.